want to start off giving our praises on and glory unto
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, B'Kakodash.
double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings unto the elect across the four corners of the earth, of the elect of the nation of Israel. All right? Bring out the understanding of this book, the Bible, to prophesy against this wicked kingdom, which is going to be the last kingdom to ever stand outside of the nation of Israel. Okay, and we out here in hopes that these words fall on the ears of the elect, and that they may be edified. Okay, we're gonna get straight into the scriptures. Let's start in Second Ezra.
This Second Ezra, chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure down the time diligently in itself.
Right, and this is not for everybody. Meaning this job of watching, that job to watch, and to you have to, the way you measure the time is by watching for the prophecies that are written in the scriptures to take place or to come to pass on the planet Earth. So we're watching the events that are taking place on the earth, and then we filter them through the scriptures. Okay? Before you continue, real quick, can you get Revelation 19 and 10? And this job is for the prophets. The prophets are the ones supposed to be watching. That's why a majority of our people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, they're in La La Land, land of the lost. You want to flip it? Okay. Yeah. Right here in Babylon the Great, which you people know as America, and also around the four corners of the earth. The majority of our people are gone, man. They lost. They're not watching on a big scale of what's going on in the earth. Most of Jakes are not watching what's going on past their so-called community. Don't really like to use that word, but we'll use it, you know. So let's bring that out.
Revelation 19. It is 10, right here is 10. And 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And he said unto me, see thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shah, worship Yahweh.
Right, so this is John on the island of Patmos, all right, receiving visions that the Most High was sending the angels to show him visions, right? And one came and John began to bow. John said, the angel said, don't bow to me. You know, I'm of your brother. Go ahead.
It says, and what thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahweh Shah, worship Yahweh. For the testimony of Yahweh Shah is the spirit of prophecy.
Right, that's what's supposed to be at the forefront of the teaching. It's prophecy. Breaking down the prophecies. Going into where we stand at in the biblical prophetic timeline, which is real time. You know, the prophecies are speaking. You know, let's go back to that.
Right. This Second Ezra, chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said,
and real quick, I'm sorry, brother. So I want to drive this or emphasize on this scripture real quick. The spirit of this book. Okay, the testimony of this book, which is whose testimony? Is Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly know as Jesus. Okay, it is the spirit of prophecy. So this book is a prophetic book. Yes, there's our laws, statutes, and commandments are in here. Our history is in there. Wise sayings are in the Bible, and within all of those categories, like I said, the law, the history, the wise sayings. Guess what? prophecy is all up in interwoven. I like to use that word throughout there. You can read in Genesis. You can read in the book of Exodus. You can read in the book of Leviticus. You can read in the book of Deuteronomy, Numbers and Deuteronomy. You know, you can find prophecy all up in there. See, no matter where you go in this book, you're gonna find prophecies in there, in it. So if it's all these prophecies in the book, then they must be broken down. It must be brought out. You know, and whose job is it to do that? It's the prophets. You know, you got it.
Second Esdras, chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself.
Right, so we're supposed to be diligent about watching. The scriptures tell us to watch as well as pray. There's many scriptures on watch. You know, as a matter of fact, we gonna get through it. Let's get Ephesians, I think it's 5 and start at like 14 verse. Or maybe 13.
Ephesians 5 and 14.
I was want to say about being asleep, waking down and sleeping.
Yeah. Ephesians 5 and 14. Wherefore he said, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead.
Yeah, so check it out. The ones of us that are out here prophesying, out here doing this work, we wasn't always prophets. And I was watching the elder up in South Carolina, Manata Zakba, and you had the scoffers come up. Scoffers came up and they were saying, oh, fake prophets, y'all out here, y'all fake prophets, fake prophets. Well, who the hell is prophesying in the earth? That's the question that should be asked. Who is prophesying in this time? Ain't nobody out in the earth bringing out no prophecies.
Right.
Kemet, them guys that deal with Kemet and Egyptology, they not prophesying about shit.
Yeah, them niggas living in the past.
Right.
Prophecy is about future.
Yeah, they dealing with the ancestors.
Yeah.
Right.
Look, man, our ancestors are in the spirit world,
Right.
crying for justice. You know, look, wait
right.
for the kingdom to come. You know, hastening for the kingdom to come. We got to go to the ancestors. That's the problem. The wacky tacky Christian church, they're not prophesying about shit. You see, when you look at what's going on, when you look at the earth and the different organizations and different groups of so-called the ideologies and doctrines, there's nobody prophesying but the Israelites. And to be more specific, the main ones pushing the prophecies is Great Millstone.
That's right.
Preacher for you, brother.
Yeah, go ahead.
To make the point about us not being prophets, man. Okay, yeah, brothers, for the most part, wasn't raised to be prophets, but we was called to be prophets, like the prophet Amos, man. And he's gonna say this real fast in Amos 7, and verse 14. It says, "Then answered Amos and said to Amaziah, I was no prophet, neither was I a prophet's son, but I was an herdman and a gatherer of sycamore fruit." So he said, look, I was just in the field working, like to live my normal life, man. It says, "And the Lord took me as I followed the flock, and the Lord said unto me, go prophesy unto my people Israel." So the Lord gave Amos the word to go prophesy, man.
Right.
And the same word was given unto us in these times to go and prophesy.
Yeah.
Now, whether or not that you believe that we are prophets, it don't matter to me, bro.
Yeah, it don't matter.
But prophecy is being taught in the earth by the man of the house by Shai.
Read that verse again. Verse, is that the 13th verse? Okay, read that.
Ephesians 4.
Can you get Isaiah 65? Read that one verse about push-up.
Ephesians 5 and 14. Wherefore he said, awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead.
Right. Because we were out here spiritually dead.
Right.
Before we were called into this truth. All right? So if you're into Christianity, if you're into Islam, if you're into Scientology, if you're into chemic or anything else outside of the truth of these scriptures, you're no better than the Walking Dead. You are the Walking Dead. And we all was in that part of that fold at one point in time. We had dreams, so to speak, you know. Then a lot of times them dreams died once you got older. You like, man, fuck this shit. This is all, you know, you're like, man, this bullshit. Once you didn't make it to the NBA or the NFL, you may have had them dreams, I'm gonna make it. Then once you see them dreams, then went down the drain, you know, then what? You want to be a rap, some brothers want to be rappers, wanted to, you know, really was want to live good in this on this earth, as the kingdom of heaven is going to allow us to.
Right.
You know, really trying to find a way out of this hell, and every route led to a dead end. You know. Now was that it on the 14th verse? Was that the whole verse?
No, it's good. It says,
okay, before I'll let you continue, reading this out real quick.
Right. This Isaiah chapter 65, verse 1. I am salt of them that ask not for me.
You see, I am salt, meaning salt is seeking. You see? So we wasn't seeking, but we found the Heavenly Father, and we really found His Son. Right. We didn't find Him; He found us. You see, we didn't find the Lord. The Scripture is being read this way, but no, He found us. And to prove that real quick, I know we got a lot of scriptures out there. Let's get St. John 15 and 16. We'll get right back to Isaiah 65. Look at this shit. It's normal. It's like crazy.
No, I was sending me is Jake, bro.
right.
One of them hit there. Guarantee one of them hit there, bro. That shit crazy, bro.
All right, let's go, man.
I got now,
You want to bring your precept out? Bring your precept out, and then we can get St. John 15 and 16.
Because he was going into how we were spiritually dead before receiving His knowledge. Right? This is Ephesians 2, verse 1. And you have ye quickened who were dead in trespasses and sins.
I read it again, Baba Kusha.
Ephesians 2 and 1. And you have he quickened who were dead in trespasses and sins.
Right. Quicken means to make alive. To make alive. Okay? And we were spiritually dead, waddling in sin, committing sin on top of sin on top of sin. We wasn't even worried about it. I mean, and I will say this, yeah, some things, you know, we just wouldn't do.
Right.
You know? There's a lot of things we were doing, we wasn't worried about the consequences. You know? Got more?
It says, wherein in time past,
When you go into, you break it down, right? Because you're bringing it out, you make your point.
wherein in times past he walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now working in the children of disobedience. You know, where it said we had once in times past walked into the course of this world. All right, you know, what's the course of this world? You know, wickedness, man. You know, the lust of the flesh. Yeah. You know, then Yahweh shall say, love not the world, neither the things that are of the world.
Yeah.
See? Just a few more verses real quick. Verse 3, it says, among whom also we all had our conversation in times past in the lust of our flesh.
Right. Conduct. You know? And a big part of our conduct is our word, what we talking about. You know, we was talking about everything we was talking about, and all our actions was geared towards vanity. Now, we didn't understand it. We didn't know. We thought we was going to get us somewhere. You got it, huh?
Ephesians 2:3. Among whom also we all had our conversation in times past in the lust of our flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind. We were by nature the children of wrath, even as others. But the Most High, who is rich in mercy, for his great love wherewith he loved us, even when we were dead in sins, had quickened us together with Yahushua. By grace you are saved. Right? And that's it, man. You know, you are quickened or made alive through Yahushua. You know, giving that light. You know?
Yeah, and what is that? That's the understanding of the scriptures. That's how you are brought out of a spiritually dead state and made alive. All right? Now, what we was holding, Isaiah 65?
Isaiah chapter 65, verse 1. I am sought of them that ask not for me. I am found of them that sought me not. I said, behold me, unto a nation that was not called by my name.
Right, and that's not talking about actual Gentiles, other nations. It's talking about Israelites, us, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. For those of us that woke up, we were in a Gentile state of mind, and you still got the majority of our people, they still walking in a Gentile state of mind. Meaning what? They walking as the other nation, doing what the other nations do. Mainly Esau right now. The Esau's way, what he said is the way of life, that's the mindset of our people. You know? We was all indoctrinated in this man's food system. People know it's a school system, ain't it? A public school system. We all learn that same garbage. And they feed us that same bullshit. Then you become an adult and you say, man, what the hell is going on? This ain't what they told us. You know? That was it on that verse? Okay. And what did we have before that? 2nd Ezra 9? Yeah, let's bring that out, son. Because I had made the statement. Because over there it said we weren't looking for the Lord, but we found him. Okay, so we didn't really find him. We found him in the way of him finding us. You know? Let's read it.
I got one real quick.
Okay.
Brother, for
Okay.
you. It's 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 1. Now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, I would not have you ignorant. Ye know that ye were Gentiles, carried away unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led.
See that?
That's the point.
You want to speak on it?
Go with you.
Yeah. Read it again, Baba Gusha.
Yes. 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 1.
Yep.
Now concerning spiritual gifts, brethren, I would not have you ignorant. Ye know that ye were Gentiles.
This is talking about the Israelites that woke up.
That's right.
Now that were woken, that we just didn't wake up one morning and say, you know what, I want to be woke to this understanding. We got called into this understanding through the preaching of the gospel. That's how it happened. So scriptures say we were Gentiles. The Israelites that woke up were Gentiles. Why? Because we were dealing with them idols, carried away onto them dumb idols. And what comes with the idols, these ideologies, these idols, is an ideology and is practices,
right.
Customs. You see, so-called way of life. See, like I mentioned earlier, the way of life for the average Jake in this so-called country is Esau's way, which is opposite of the scriptures, opposite of the law, statutes, and commandments. The scriptures tell us, through the law, man should not lay down with mankind as he do with a woman. Esau say it's okay to do that. You see? Everything that the Most High set forth as the right way to walk on the earth, Esau is telling us that's wrong. This is the opposite is the right way. You got another one?
Yep. I'm gonna finish.
Okay.
Yeah, which makes him the adversary, makes him the adversary, which in the Hebrew you would say, you would pronounce the word adversary, shaitan, which is where Satan comes from. Mm-hmm. You know?
The great Satan.
That's it.
Because he's operating in the power of the spiritual demon Satan. You know?
That's right.
He's the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan. So you can call him, he's the child of Satan. You know?
In Deuteronomy, the 22nd chapter, it tells you that a man not to wear a woman clothing, neither shall a woman put on a man clothes. And he, not only does he allow it, he makes it a form of entertainment. He got Tyler Perry out here. He got what that RuPaul with Drag Race, all that shit. Yeah.
He done made majority of the black male entertainers dress up like women.
Put on them dresses. Yep.
You know. The scriptures say that a woman shall not usurp authority over the man.
That's another one.
That's law.
We go through the whole law.
That go back to Genesis 3 and
goddamn devil.
16.
Right.
A woman desire is supposed to be towards her husband. She's not supposed to be desiring a career.
Nope.
Or moving up in the workforce. You know what I'm saying? Her desires, whatever that man is into, that's what she's supposed to be into. So, as a support, scripture says a woman supposed to be woman means servant. That's why she's supposed to be a helpmeet. She's supposed to help the cause of the man. See?
Exactly.
But in this society, the woman is over the man.
Right.
You got it, right?
Yeah, she get the right to so-called choose her own path, you know, and set her own goals.
Right.
Yeah.
And where does it lead to? You know, where does it lead to?
Right. Single.
Divorce.
Lonely. Right here with a dog.
Yeah.
Looking crazy as hell, man. Eve was made to be a helpmeet, man, not to create her own path.
Yeah.
And look, what happened to Eve when she went her so-called own way, man? Death into the world. Because she didn't stay on track. And look, all you women all about death, man. That's it, bro.
Yeah, because they about Esau way.
Right,
we're going into the mole thing about being a mole. Well, the women of our nation, they befriend them. That'd be their best friend. These supposed to be straight females, right? They hang around with moles. You don't, straight men don't hang. We not doing it. Y'all doing it. They doing it because they've been brought up under their. They've been schooled, and we all have, but they ate it up. They ate up the schooling of Esau. Go ahead. I can finish that verse, man.
Come on, brother. Come on. 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 2. Ye know that ye were Gentiles, carried away unto these dumb idols, even as ye were led.
Yeah, even as we were led. You know, a pivotal time that this happened to us was the time of the Greek Empire, right, under the rule of Antiochus Epiphanes. All right. You even had some jakes that were taken under the Ptolemies that went over the Egypt trip. You know. Let's finish where we at again.
Hold on,
Second at 9. Let's bring out St. John 15. Let's get that verse.
St. John 15, verse 16. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you that ye should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain.
Right. You see that? So we should go forward and do what? Put in work and plant this spiritual seed, which is the word, on the minds of our people.
That's right.
That seed may grow through water, through spiritual watering. You got to have the sun, and that's what, breaking these scriptures down, giving understanding of the scriptures. See?
Come on.
And so we wasn't prophets, but we've always been prophets. It's just that we didn't know You know, we didn't know that was our lot. You know?
Right. It tells you in the scriptures that the Most High wants to give you wisdom. You become a prophet and his friend. We know what? I think I'm reading right online. Yeah, Wisdom of Solomon 7. He says it. This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 7, in verse 14. It says,
I'll read it for you. Can you read it for you?
Yeah.
Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 14.
Right.
It says, for she is a treasure unto men that never fail it,
Right.
which they that use become the, let me read that again, which they that use become the friend of the Most High, being commended for the gifts that come from learning.
Right. So wisdom makes you a friend of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. All right. The Lord called Abraham his friend. Why? Because he had wisdom. All right. Melchizedek gave him what? Bread and wine. Okay, which is symbolic for him getting the truth, man.
Right.
But right, yeah. But it also makes you a prophet. You read verse 27, brother. Right in the same chapter.
All right. Wisdom of Solomon 14 verse 27, and being but one, she can do all things, and remaining in herself, she maketh all things new, and in all ages entering into holy souls.
Right, in all ages, right? Even in these times, man, entering into holy souls, the hopeful elect, man. All right, go ahead, brother.
It says, she maketh them friends of Yahweh, by Shem Yahweh Shai, and prophets.
And prophets. So wisdom do that for you, man. Getting this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, it makes you a friend of Yahweh, Shem Yahweh Shai, and the prophet. Because if you have wisdom, you're going to prophesy, man.
Right. Why? Because this book, going back to what the scriptures say, this is a book of prophecy. This is a prophetic book. You'll be reading in the law, and you run into prophecy. You'll be reading in the history, you run into prophecy. So there is, you always running into prophecy in the scriptures. No matter you in the wise saying, son, you reading prophecy. Oh, go to the Psalms. A lot of the Psalms was written by King David, Asaph, chief musician.
Right.
They were prophesying in certain songs, doing it in the spirit. You see? That was it on that. So let's bring that 1 Corinthians out real quick.
Okay, yeah, 1 Corinthians.
Because I made the statement we wasn't always prophets. Yeah, in this incarnation.
Right.
You know, we were born into this world. You know, our parents believing that we were, you know, so-called African Americans, right. Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, I was gonna say Simeon, Dominicans, Haitians, so forth and so on throughout the 12 tribes. Those bywords, we were born with bywords, proverbs to identify us. You see, with demeaning names like black. You know, like Indian. Indian means savage. You see, then what? Our parents, you know, they taught us the American way, and they parents taught them what's that? Esau's way. That's Esau's way of life, and Esau beat our culture, which is these scriptures, out of us. You know, he beat our heritage out of us, which is this Bible. The information contained in this book, we're supposed to use it to live on this planet Earth. The laws, statutes, and commandments, and they're not even just the laws, but the wise sayings. What to watch out for, how to go about and observe life, so that you can, maneuver through this on this planet Earth in wisdom. You know? Yes, let's bring that out.
This 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 32. And it says, and the spirits of the prophets.
Yeah, the prophets been here since the beginning of time. All right? You got it, right?
And the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets.
Right. So the spirit of the prophets, the same prophets that been here from the jump, from the beginning, they are subject, meaning under the rule of the prophets. Meaning, if you're a prophet, you always gonna be a prophet. Okay? And that's through what? Reincarnation. Because reincarnation is real. It's very biblical. And it's easy to prove. It's easy to show reincarnation in the scriptures. Oh, even the scriptures say that we were going to be brought to remembrance. You know, that our pure mind was going to be brought to remembrance, roughly paraphrased. You know, that's why we able to, because everybody ain't able to do this. Only the prophets that will call. Now, we're going to find out, you know, we'll see whoever endure until the end. We'll see who the prophets of the Lord is. But what we do know is we have the correct doctrine.
Right.
We possess the correct understanding of the scriptures. All right? You got something?
Yeah, I'm going to get Timothy, you know what I'm saying, about us being called.
Yeah.
This is 2 Timothy chapter 2, no, 2 Timothy chapter 1, and verse 9. Right, 2 Timothy 1 and 9, who had saved us and called us with an holy calling, not according to our works, but according to his own purpose and grace, which was given us in Hamashiach Yahushua before the world began. So our Lord called us into this thing, man. Or we've been called into the kingdom of Yahushua to do this work, man. And we hope and pray to be of the hopefully elect, you know?
Yeah. Get St. John 10:27. To go with that.
Come this John chapter 10 and verse 27, it says, my sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me.
You see that? So we heard the voice of Yahushua through the prophets. Because we are one body. Well, I don't even.
Right.
Well, I'm saying that in the, you know, we one body according to the scriptures. You know, Yahushua being the head, and the body being the elect of the nation Israel. Really started with the 12 disciples, which became apostles. You know. I said, can you bring that out? I lost my train of thought.
What do you think?
He was in, what scripture? He didn't give the scripture he was holding. I got so many scriptures out there. We had 1 Corinthians, the spirit of the prophet is subject to the prophet. Oh, St. John 10:27.
Right.
John 10:27. Right.
Right. The book of St. John, chapter 10, verse 27. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them.
Right, who are the sheep? The scriptures tell you who the sheep is. The scriptures talk about the lost sheep of the house of Israel. So us Israelites, we are the sheep, but the Most High is only dealing with the elect of the sheep. Okay, those are the ones that's going to hear the calling of your Yahushua voice, and it's going to come through. A lot of Israelites heard Yahushua's actual voice, or you gonna hear his voice in the form of the men that come up under him. You know, going all the way back to Peter, John, the rest of the apostles, all the way up until this day, with the prophets bringing out the understanding of the scriptures. Was that in that verse? Okay.
My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me.
Yeah. So what does that mean? That means we follow what this book says. The law, we rehearse Judges 5 and 11. We rehearse the righteous acts of the law. You know, we're prophecy minded. You see, we're following the prophecy. We're looking and watching for the prophecies, really the last major prophecies to be fulfilled. That's really what we're looking for at this point. Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
15 Revelation.
You want it?
I mean, you there. I know. If you want to bring it out, go ahead. Yeah, let's bring it out. Follow the Lamb, whether it's
I got it. Go ahead.
You got it?
Yeah, I'm ready. Revelation 14. 14.
We'll speak up out.
Yeah.
Make sure we loud out here.
Verse 4. God, Revelation 14:4. These are they which are not defiled with women, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men.
Right, going back to the scripture the brother read and you read in Ephesians 2. Yeah, we came about the population of the rest of these dead souls, especially dealing with us, the Israelites. Okay, and we were awakened to this truth, and we followed the Lamb, meaning we followed the Bible, because Yahushua comes in the volume of the book. It's written of him. So we follow what the scriptures tell us to do. The mindset that it tells us to have. You know? Scriptures tell us to come out here and prophesy, that's why we out here. The scriptures tell us to warn our people of the destruction that's to come. So we gotta do it. The scriptures tell us to what does it say? Endure unto the end. The ones that endure unto the end. So what is that saying? You got to endure to the end, and then you'll be saved. And those are gonna be the ones that were predestined, because the election was already set from before the foundation of the earth was set up. You know. Where we at? You done? Are we done with that? Okay, go ahead.
Revelation 14, verse 4. These are they which were not defiled with women.
Right, they that were not defiled with women, meaning we're not filed. Okay, when we was woke up to this truth, we didn't go and veer off and start getting into these other ideologies, doctrines, or in other words, philosophies. All right? We stayed on course, and Lord willing, stay on course, following the understanding of these scriptures. While the rest of the world, like the scriptures say, and let's deal with Israel, they're tossed to and fro with every wind of doctrine. See, that's what they that followed the Lamb were not defiled with women. That's what that's talking about, not being tossed to and fro, meaning dealing with all these different doctrines and these different philosophies out here. And that's what Jake does. They jump from philosophy to philosophy throughout their life. You know? They go from mindset to mindset. From this mindset, oh, this ain't working, I'm gonna try something else.
Spiritually backwards. The spiritual backwards.
Yeah, straight up.
You know? But yeah, that's Jake. They gotta have something, but it's key that the brother had John 10 and 27 brought out. It said, my sheep hear my voice. But that's where it starts, with hearing. You can't follow the Lord nowhere if you don't hear his voice.
Exactly.
You know? And these Christians in Catholicism and all its various forms, that is not the voice of the Lord.
Not at all.
You talking about the law is done away with and all people can be saved and the Old Testament done away with, all that. That's not the voice of the Lord.
They dealing with other women. That's being defiled with
Yeah, that's defiling yourself. Yeah, I just want to add that, man. It begins with hearing. Because
That's
faith
right.
cometh by hearing.
Right. You know what? Since you said that, can you hold Isaiah 6? We're going to start at 9. But bring that out in Romans 10 and 17.
Just throw this out. That was Revelation. So like Revelation 14:4, and going into Mafia.
Right. That's it. Because with the Most High is the focus, even though we know it's going to be an innumerable multitude that's going to be delivered outside of the 144,000, which those are Israelites. You read about it in Revelation 5, the 5th chapter, and you read also about it in Revelation, the 7th chapter. We may go into that great multitude, you know, of peoples of different nations, tongues, peoples, you know. Yeah, let's bring that out.
10 and 17.
Yes, 10 and 17.
Romans 10 and 17. So then faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of the Most High.
See, faith cometh by hearing. And what is another word for faith? Belief. See, faith cometh, believing in what? These scriptures cometh by hearing. When you believe in something, you get into it. Not on a just talking about it level, but you actually take action. If a man believes he can make it to the NFL, he's going to take action to try to get there. You know? So how much more for us that heard the word and we believe? Didn't no man make these brothers you see? I'm talking about all the brothers around the world that are woke, you know, pushing this word. You don't know, man, it wasn't a thing of men. This man made you believe. No, it was the spirit. We believed in the breakdown, the understanding that the men was bringing out. See, we didn't know we don't know the apostles like that on a personal level. We know our apostles is a great millstone and our elders through the teachings, and that's what counts. We'll get to enjoy each other on a personal level and get all the hugs and kisses in the kingdom, man. Holy kisses. You might jump up, see they on that. Can you read it one more time? You got a point?
No.
Go ahead, Paul. Romans, we're going to get that out of there.
Romans 10, 17. So then, faith come by hearing, and hearing by the word of the Most High.
You know what? That's good you brought that out. But I remember in my train of thought, it slipped my mind, the 144,000. Because I was mentioning about the scriptures talk about, that's in Revelation 7. The scriptures talk about the 12,000 from each tribe, which makes up 144,000. And it's dealing with the men, because the Most High is only dealing with the men. All right? That are going to be, they got to be sealed with this knowledge in their it's sealed with this knowledge. It don't say forehead in that Revelation 7. It say sealed with this knowledge, right? Before the destruction comes. And then it talks about the great innumerable multitude, but a great multitude. All right? But the Most High has to start with the leadership. That's the point I want to make. The Most High is raising up the leadership of the nation, okay? Which this is the building of the kingdom is started. How do you build a kingdom that's been brought to rubble? You've got to gather the leadership. You got to get the leaders together and on the same page and all on one accord with a system to put in place. And the system is we already got the system. I don't want to use the word system. Well, we use you know, the setup of the scriptures, to set the kingdom up based upon the understanding of these scriptures. All right, and the law provides that. The law provides you to us as a nation to function, you know, as one. Tells us our do's and don'ts, how to handle business, how to celebrate our holidays and why we celebrate our holy days. Okay, so forth and so on. Now let's get Isaiah 6. I mean, y'all brothers, you know, y'all get in them. Y'all feel.
All right, brother. Isaiah chapter 6, verse 9. And he said, go and tell his people, hear ye indeed, but understand not. And see ye indeed, but perceive not.
And we was going in to make the point about you got to hear this knowledge and understanding before you can follow it. And now we're reading about it's going to be particulars, which is the masses that's going to hear this information, this understanding of the Bible, but they're not going to understand it. They're going to see it. They see us, whether they pass by us while we out here actually teaching, or they catch us on the internet. They're going to see it, but they don't understand what they're looking at. You know? Go ahead.
It says, verse 10, make the heart of this people fat and make their ears heavy.
Heart meaning mind. Fat with all these other, with Babylon the Great confusion. With all these other ideologies, you know? And then in another sense, we're bringing out this information by the tongue. We bringing out, and it's you know, it's basic to us, but when we first came in, the basic wasn't basic to us. The basic was deep. You know, finding out about the milk of the scriptures. You know, you got it out.
It says, make the heart of this people fat.
Oh, well, I was gonna say, I wanted to finish. I'm sorry. Yeah. So when we bring out these breakdowns, we may be talking about a particular breakdown, a particular prophecy, then we may jump to something else. The scriptures say that the spirit is like the wind. It goes whether it listens. All right? The wind can be all over the place at times. So sometimes, you know, we're bringing out these scriptures, we jumping around precept to precept, you know, line upon line, point, this point. Then we may switch points, we may get on something else, you know. And a person that's not called to receive what they're hearing, but fit this right here, the ones that understanding has been blocked, you know, the Most High put that spiritual sent an angel to put that spiritual padlock on the minds of the majority of our people. You see, they'll get lost in what we're talking about. What the hell are they talking about? Yet, even though we're bringing out this information, we jump from point to point, scripture to scripture, it's clear to the ones that's called.
Yeah.
You see, you got it.
Right. Make the heart of this people fat and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed.
So what is this telling us? That the Most High was intentional about the 2/3 of our people being cut off from this understanding. So, you know, you got other Israelite groups, some of them, I'm just going to say some, that when you hear them preach, it's like they trying to bring in the whole nation. They trying to wake up the whole nation. You know? And that's not what we out here for. We out here in the hopes that the elect wake up. And that the elect are edified. Not only that the elect are waking up, but they're being edified. Meaning built up with this knowledge. Okay?
That's right.
So hey, blame it on the Most High. And we ain't out here, wake up, what's wrong with you? We know what's going on. The Most High he didn't write it in his movie for the whole nation of Israel to wake up. Because if that happened, then that'll be the Most High breaking his word. You know? You had something? Okay.
Romans 11
That's it.
and 7. What then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeking for, but the election have obtained it.
Right.
And the
And the
rest.
scriptures say we brought out Isaiah 65, and we were how's it worded? Part of it is the Most High was found, like we found the Most High, but we weren't seeking the Most High. In a nutshell, that's what the verse is saying.
We didn't go there yet.
Yeah, we brought it
Oh,
out.
yeah?
Yeah. So we seeking, you know, we were seeking, but we wasn't seeking Yahweh. You see,
Right.
but we got called. The Most High led us to the speaking, to hear. He led us to the prophets to get this understanding. Now going into this scripture, it's saying that read it again, I.
Romans 11 and 7. What then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeking for,
That Israel have not obtained that which he's seeking for. So yeah, our people are seeking. They're seeking in Christianity for the truth. They seeking in the nation of Islam for the truth. They
Right.
seeking in Egyptology for the truth. They seeking in just being a nigga. I'm just gonna be a real nigga and figure this thing out.
Yeah, they done philosophized niggerhood.
Right. They got it's our own religion, man.
The thug shit, if Tupac had that shit, man, Jake was gone with that thug life, you know. Countless songs came out. Everybody and their grandmama wanted to be a thug.
Yeah.
You
They
know?
erected all kind of rules and regulations to living this type of lifestyle. Do's and don'ts.
You gotta get the tax and all that shit. You gotta walk the walk, talk the talk. And nobody getting concerned about what the Lord say. Because again, the brother brought out faith coming by hearing. Now we hearing the gospel, but encoded in the gospel is a set of instructions. That's why it's crazy to say that the law was done away with when the New Testament tell you that Yahweh shall give you instructions and tell you to keep the law.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
That's right.
So that's why I mentioned these are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. They follow the instructions given in this book. They hear and they obey.
Yeah.
To follow the Lamb.
I don't know what the scripture that is. I can find it off the top of my head, but I'll roughly paraphrase it. What did Yahweh say? To prove that we ought to keep the law. He said, what the scribes and Pharisees tell you to do, that ye do.
True.
He said, they telling you the scribes and Pharisees were saying, keep the law. It's in Matthew somewhere. Well, one is, I know. Yeah, they were telling the people to keep the law, but they themselves were doing all kind of wickedness behind the scenes, being hypocrites. That's why Matthew the 23rd chapter, Yahweh was cussing them out. Where the wicked scribes and Pharisees, that is. You know? The wicked of the scribes and Pharisees. So they was pushing, keep the law. And Yahweh didn't say, look, y'all ain't gotta listen to what they saying. The law is not in effect right now. I came in to do away with it. He didn't say that. He said, all that they say, do. I can't remember the rest of it, but I'm roughly paraphrasing the part of that verse. You know? That's all right. You know, if y'all brothers find it, it's cool. We could bring it out. But that was it's a good teaching point to show that we ought to keep the law. Because Yahweh said, they telling you to keep the law, do it. Do what they telling you to do. You know?
Yep. He also said, lest your righteousness
And maybe the scripture said,
exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, that you shall not enter into the kingdom. You know? So So that means, yeah, you got to keep the law. We're not going to be saved by it, but we got to keep it.
Right. That's it. If you find it, we can bring it out. Where we at?
I didn't have nothing. We were through with the 6.
Yeah, we was holding. Let's go back to the second Esdras 9. We was in we started in second Esdras 9. Bring that out. It was a little bit more. Oh no, yeah. Let's finish the Romans. Romans 11. Let's bring that out.
Romans 11.
Read 8 and 9 also.
Romans 11 and 7. What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded.
And the rest were blinded. So only the elect are going to obtain the knowledge and understanding of the scriptures. The rest of our people are going to be blinded. See? Keep going.
According as it is written, Yahweh had given them the spirit of slumber.
So who gave them the spirit of slumber? According as it is written, that Most High made our people sleep. So even if they tried their hardest to wake up out of sleep, out of that spiritual sleep, they can't do it.
Right.
At least the Most High wake them up.
No matter how hard you try to, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
show it to them, or break it down, they won't get the understanding.
Come on, brother, you gotta wake up. It's clear, my brother.
Right, brother. So yeah, man, you know, so don't beat yourself upside the head because somebody won't get it.
Like that. I'm sorry. Now I'm say like the elder high priest Yaquab said, according to what the testimony that our apostles gave. If a nigga can't get it, we moving on, man. We're not gonna sit here and try to make you get it because we're not supposed to, because the elect will get it. We didn't have to get our arm twisted backwards, you know what I'm saying, in order to understand this truth, to believe. Okay, now I get it. You didn't been speaking for an hour now. I didn't get it in the first shit. We was locked in, hooked and locked in and hooked when we heard the word, man. You know? We sat there, we listened. And we believe. All right? There's more, yeah. Go back to that. A couple of verses.
All right. Romans 11, verse 8. According as it is written, Yahweh had given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear.
So the walking dead, the blind, Jake is out here like, oh, the scriptures say in the curses that at noonday, meaning at the peak of this man's kingdom, we were going to be groping. We were going to grope in the noonday. What does groping mean? It means to look for, to touch, meaning you walking blind and you searching like this for example, if you turn the lights off in the room and it's all dark, to find your way to wherever you're trying to get out the room, get to a particular part of the room or whatever, to turn on the light, you're going to have to feel and touch the walls or whatever to guide you. So in the spiritual sense, our people are groping, they're groping, they're walking blind, they're searching, they feel it through following Christianity, going back to Islam and the rest of these ideologies out here. They blind and they out here trying to find their way, and they not finding it. They remain in the dark. All right, let's go back to Romans 11. All right.
It says, Romans 11 and 8, according as it is written, the Most High had given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear.
A good example of our people not seeing, they don't see the times that we in. Yeah, Jake may, we must be in the last days. But they can't, they don't see it, They don't see what's really going on. They don't know that this man's ultimate goal is to get everybody tagged, the electronic tag,
And in their mind, they hoping that something changed to where, things could go back to normal.
Right.
Like the brother say, they might see stuff and say, we got to be in the last days,
Right.
but in the back of their mind, they hoping that Esau turned this shit around.
If you really saw that we was you could look around and see and really understand what's going on, because seeing is really dealing with understanding. You understanding what's going on, you would fear. It would scare the shit out of you. And you'll say, what I'm doing is not, I gotta change. If I want any chance to make it out of what's to come, because they don't know what's to come. We see it about to come. This devil got all the laws on these draconian laws is on the books, man. All they gotta do is bring them out. Got that song by bring them out, bring them out. All Esau gotta do is bring out bring these draconian laws with severe penalties for breaking minute laws, man. That's where we at. Food shortages. Jake don't see it coming, man. Jake don't know what the hell is going on, man. It's food shortage, food processing facilities being burned down. Droughts, engineered droughts, we believe, but ultimately it's the Most High. Regardless of how it's playing out, the Most High is making it happen. That's right. You got the situation over there with China, certain parts of China locked down.
Shanghai, yeah.
So what's that doing? The products that America buy that's needed over here for a good price can't get them. So what's that gonna do? Cause the prices to go up, cause food, cause product shortages. Period.
And I believe the percentage is 1/4. That 1/4 of all grain produced in the world come from Russia and Ukraine.
And how do we get over here? You wanna know how it gets over here? It gets over here. It gets from the east to the western hemisphere by going to the west coast. And through That's right. So, the situation with Ukraine. So we not a lot of grains and wheat that we get that come from over there is not coming over here. It's not coming over here. All the products and goods and things we get from China, which is damn near everything. I'm saying that, but it makes up
real.
And it's not coming right now. It's shut down. So you got the ships are not moving. All right, and then we need the ships to move for business, for productivity to happen, for people to be eating and buying and selling, and the economy not to be jacked up. See? And our people can't see it. They don't see what the hell is happening. All they worried about is getting off of work, smoking blunts, partying on the weekend, being wicked, man. Not only smoking blunts, doing every manner of drug out here, man. You got Jason still smoking his Blackie Miles, man. It's 2022, and you sitting around with a Blackie Mile in your mouth, looking ridiculous.
Yeah.
And all hell is about to break loose. Watch. We looking for it to come. We seeing it. It could be this summer, man. We know it's right at the door.
Some of the analysts, they're saying by this fall, but it's up to the Most High.
Right.
But yeah, they doing everything in their power to make sure that you niggas don't eat. Shit, killing chickens and turkeys by the tons because of this bird flu that they say then came here, this H3N8, I believe. It broke out in China and then it broke out here, allegedly is here in America, so they killing chickens. You niggas is done. You niggas love you some chicken. It can be fried, smothered, baked, smoked, barbecue, whatever.
Right.
Yeah, when that chicken, shit, because that was affordable source of meat right there.
Yeah, when you want to feed the family for cheap, you go to Church's Chicken, you go to KFC, Popeye, and you get that thing. You don't get nothing. If you ain't really got no money, you ain't getting biscuits and sides. You get straight chicken.
Bro, I was coming from class the other day. Hearts, a 10-piece is $20 now, bro. Well, 18 and some change for a 10-piece now. With my day coming up, a 10-piece would have cost you about $5, $6, $7. You pay $7, got you 10-piece with sides. That's $20, man. I think that's just legs and thighs. You know?
Yeah, gas prices are low right now compared to what it's gonna be. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, yeah, you got it, bro.
Yeah, Jake don't know, man. Jake it's gonna be real bad out here, man.
I was just going to the grocery store, get that pack of thighs or legs. You know, Jake could afford that, you know, $4, $5 for a 6-pack or whatever. And like the brother say, go home and feed the whole family.
Right. Shit, you get a bag of chicken for
get that whole
10.
bag, yeah, for $10.
Now you go.
That's about to be gone.
A little package of chicken tenderloin, like chicken strips, and maybe I don't know the weight of it, but this it may have 5 or 6 of them in there. You talking $10, $11.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
the wings, forget about it.
You might as well go get you a chicken tender dinner from
you probably better off.
Popeye. You get you a drink, a side and some tenders for like let's get to the second 9. I mean, y'all bring out whatever y'all want.
Go ahead.
9, second Ezra 9, starting in World 1.
All right. Second Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself.
Right, so that's what we're doing. That's why we're talking. That's why we're able to come out here and talk about the things we're talking about, because we're measuring the time. Right. And what time? The time of prophecy being fulfilled. The times. Okay? The times that we're in, we're looking for prophecy, man. You got it, right?
And when thou seest part of the signs past,
and we have,
which
and other prophets have seen it. Prophets before us. All right, so we've seen things when we first came into this truth. We didn't see certain prophecies happening, but as we stayed in this thing, we seen things come in that prophecies be fulfilled. You know, and then we seeing the major prophecies getting closer. Coming closer to at the door. See? Peace. We know that the MO, to the TB is right around the corner, man. I'm talking about it's people as we speak right now, it's happening. People are getting stabbed up. Sweden is pretty much they didn't converted to cashless society.
How about
over there in India, same deal. You got it, right?
He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Yeah, so that red flag went off in our head. It said, then we shall understand that it is the very same time that the Most High, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, shall begin to visit the earth which he made. So we said, oh shit, the Most High is about to jack this place up. We see it all in the making. And when you think about it, it's really scary. Talking about what the Most High is going to do. Shit, it scared the prophet Ezra. He said, what am I going to do in that day? That's so reincarnation. You know?
That's
now
right.
we understand our fear is towards Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That, you know, we don't walk according to, like we were going into, follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth, then we gonna get caught up in this madness. We don't want to see it. You know?
That's right. I got a quick one.
Yes, sir.
Second Corinthians chapter 5, verse 11. Knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men. But we are made manifest unto the Most High, and our trust also are made manifest in your consciences.
Yeah, why is that? Why does fear persuade is a mechanism of persuasion? Because it motivates you. Fear is a motivator, man. When you scared, you gonna move, goddamn. You gonna move. When the person is terrified, they gonna act like it.
The mafia used that movie said you got out of line, you got whacked. You know, that's what kept niggas in line, the fear of getting whacked.
Exactly.
You know, you always gonna have some motherfucker that's gonna try, you know, go against the grain, but then they get whacked.
Yep.
So
Hey.
yeah,
Like I said, if you had a father, you know, for those that grew up in a household with a father, you know, when your old man laid down the law, you know this is how things are supposed to be run in the house, you were afraid to break them orders. Because you know you're going to get your ass tore off. See that? So it makes you do what? It makes you follow the rules very carefully.
That's right.
You know?
Right.
And so this is why we doing what we doing. I mean, we like to be out here, but we doing it out of many reasons. One of them is fear. We out here teaching and putting up lessons, and not only teaching and putting up lessons, but ordering our life according to these scriptures. You know, we keep the dietary law to the best of our, we keep the dietary law. You know, we keep the ceremonial law, which is dealing with the high holy days that we have. You know, we keep the civil laws, we keep the laws of the scriptures to the best of our ability, man, in this corrupt, wicked setup that we live in.
I just want to add too, the scripture also states to take heed how thou hearest. You know what I'm saying? Going back to following the Lamb. If you listening to guys that's everything is always good and they got a good message for you and that Joel Osteen spirit, you're not gonna you won't be taught the fear of the Lord. And if you're not taught the fear of the Lord, then you're really not gonna have discipline too, but you're not gonna have a will to want to do anything that's written in this book.
Yeah.
You know, for lack of a better term. You know, I mean, it'll be like, well, why? If the Lord is our love, well, why? He gonna accept me in it. However, why do I need to do this or do that? But when you listening to the men of the Lord that's telling you, yeah, the Lord is coming back. He's coming with fire and brimstone. He's gonna be putting a lot of people to death, and it don't just be, you know, you just laying down peacefully and giving up the ghosts. People gonna die gruesomely out here, and then that changes the whole spectrum, the whole paradigm, and then you know, that'll cause you to be persuaded.
Yeah,
man, let me do something about this. You know,
right.
So take heed how thou hearest. You know, you can't be listening to, as the brother was going into earlier. following just everybody or anything. You got to get locked in. If it's for you, the Most High, put it in your spirit to follow that straight and narrow, which the men that the Heavenly Father set up is going to be teaching about the straight and narrow. So, yeah, I just wanted to add that, man. A lot of these cats not bringing you to the fear of the Lord. You spoke, a real prophet should put the fear of the Lord in you. He's not a real prophet.
Right.
Because what did Jeremiah 28:8 state? The prophets before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries, great kingdoms, you know. I have to paraphrase. If it's going to say of war, evil, and pestilence. Don't sound like nothing nice and fun to me.
That's the message. When the
Yes,
prophets
yes.
come,
Yeah,
that's
when the
the
prophets come, they always, you know. Okay.
I'll bring this out real quick. It's Ezekiel chapter 2, verse 10. Well, start at verse 9. It says, and when I looked, behold, a hand was sent unto me, and lo, a roll of a book was therein. And that's talking about the Bible. He goes on to say, and as he spread it before me, and it was written within and without, and there was written therein lamentations and mourning and woe. So that's going to be the message. And look, we're reading about it. We're going to do some more reading about the destruction to come. That's where we at in biblical prophecy, man. All hell is about to break loose on the planet Earth, man. And you know what? Hell is breaking loose.
It is.
But it's going to intensify. It's going to intensify greatly. I had a dream the other day, and it scared me out of my sleep. Yeah, chaos breaking out, burning bodies, cars colliding, bodies, seeing the flesh, smoking. You see it in the movies, but you see it in real life. It felt like I was in it. Right. You know? And I'm not a big dreamer. If I do dream, I don't remember. I may remember bits and pieces, but this was a vivid one. Cars smashing into each other, blowing up, and burning bodies from that explosion. Just bodies flying out cars, burnt up. And it scared me, and I was getting away. But my heart was racing in the dream. Could have been a vision. You know? That was it on that. We go back to 2nd Ezra 9.
Yeah, I got you. All right. 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 3. Therefore, when he shall be seen, when there shall be seen, matter of fact, let me go up to verse 2. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 2. Then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Right, when we start seeing these prophecies popping up. Go ahead.
Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world.
Hey, we seen that. We seen that on the major. We seeing earthquakes on a major scale too. They got a site where you can go and just see the earthquakes that's happening on the earth, and they happening all the time. Uproars. Yeah, it's still uproar. People are still in the uproar in the earth. We seen it in a big way during the beginning to mid of this pandemic. Go ahead.
Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee.
Yeah, when this C-19 came on the scene and jump started this pandemic, this changed the game, man. Something we've never seen, something our parents and grandparents never ever seen on the earth. That's when we knew, okay, here it is. It's right. The return of our Lord is right around the corner, man. But destruction and all hell is gonna break loose before he get here. And when he get here, it's still gonna be breaking loose. When he come, all hell is gonna be broken out throughout the planet Earth, man. Go ahead.
Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
Yep.
For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest.
That's it. Now, can you please jump over to, second Ezra 6 and 9? Is that it?
Yep,
6
yep,
and 9?
yep,
Yeah.
yep, yep.
The end of what? Everything has a beginning and everything has an end. So we at the end, but we got to find out what we know. And we here to tell you what the end of the world is. You know, because you ain't gonna get it in this wacky tacky Christian church. They don't know what the hell is going on. They'll tell you the end is all life is gonna be gone on earth, and we just gonna be some gonna be in heaven, some gonna be in hell. I guess. Yep. Madness, man. The Most High done put in all this time to design this beautiful earth, and then just to destroy it. And the scriptures say that the earth abideth forever. That don't make no sense, man. That's psychotic. Take time. Hey, and then the earth that brings forth what it brings, man, all the nutrients. And it is the beauty of this paradise. It's not a paradise now. You know? The earth itself is begging for salvation.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Tell us that in Isaiah 14 about the trees rejoicing. All right. You got it, huh?
Okay, come. The second Ezra, chapter 6, verse 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world.
Yeah, what does that mean? Esau's kingdom, this is the end. Meaning his kingdom falling, that's the end of his world. Esau's world that he set up, this old demonic, psychotic ass world, this was coming to it. That's what's coming to an end. His empire. And this may sound like crazy talk to the average person, but we ain't out here we not out here for the unbelievers. We out here for the elect. You know? Yeah, this is an empire. This is a kingdom that this man has on this planet Earth. And he didn't get it by himself. The Most High set him up. Can you get that in Psalm 75, I believe 6? Okay.
Psalm 75, verse 6. For promotion coming neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. But Yahweh,
Yeah, no army, you know, a king and his army was started the military for a nation. Well, no matter where they come from, they don't go and win that war, okay, and then become the make that nation and they take down tributary, and the other nations they take down, make them tributaries, and they become a province of that kingdom, and promote themselves into power. It doesn't work like that. The Most High, well, go ahead.
Psalm 75, verse 6. For promotion coming neither from the east, nor from the west, nor from the south. But Yahweh is the judge. He put it down one and set it up another.
Right. And how is one kingdom put down and the next kingdom comes into power? Through war. It's happened that way. throughout history. That's why the scriptures say in what is that, Exodus, is it 15:3? The Lord is a man of war. The Lord Yahweh is his name. War is going on the planet Earth because nations jockeying for position of rulership. And they don't know that it's the Most High that got them going to war. Now there was one, like during the time from the was it the Assyrian to the Babylonian kingdom? Which one was the surgical strike? Where it really wasn't a war that took place? Okay. Okay. The Babylon.
Yeah.
Kingdom of Babylon.
Belteshazzar. Yeah.
You see, that's a special case right there, but if you follow history, kingdoms came into power through war. One's put down by being conquered. The other one's put up in the rulership by winning the war. You know? Do you have something? Yeah, okay. Yeah.
It'd be Daniel 4:17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the man by the word of the Holy One, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High rules the kingdom of men.
Yeah, the Most High rules in the kingdom of men. I'm sorry, read the last part again.
Most High rules the kingdom of man and give it to whosoever he will, and set up over the basis of men.
Right.
The basis of men.
Basically.
Right. So the Most High give it rulership to whom he wants. All right? And if he want to set up the basis of men, he can do it, and he did it.
That's right.
The basis of men is the current ruler, Esau, the Edomites, and it's really the elites. He left his people out to dry. Ain't that something? You got the elite sitting up there with over half the earth's wealth, and his own nation, his own race of people is slave. He put them in slavery too.
Yeah.
You got a big portion of the homeless population is made up of Edomites. You got Edomites living from paycheck to paycheck too. Edomites going on their jobs in fear of being laid off. You got something?
Oh, no.
I got it.
Okay, go ahead.
Real quick. Sirach 10 and verse 3. An unwise king destroyed his people.
And that's exactly what the so-called white man, who is Esau according to the Bible, that's exactly what he have done. An unwise king destroyed his people. That's why everything is destroyed on this planet, man, and including the people. What does destroy mean? To break down the structure. He tore down the structure of people, man, on in every aspect.
Oh.
The order of man and woman, he's broken that structure. The order of family operation, he's broken that up. The way the diet we supposed to keep, he broke that off, destroyed that. Most of them should be able to, he destroyed the air. The air is toxic. However you want to look at it, this man is responsible for destroying the people he's over. That's why the world is in the condition that it's in. Can you hold Proverbs 29 and 2? Keep going.
Sirach 10 and verse 3. An unwise king destroyed his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited.
Go ahead. Yeah.
The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable.
Right, and it's due time. It is due time. We're in the time where the Most High is about to set up his only begotten Son to rule this planet Earth. Not to bring democracy. Fuck democracy. to bring totalitarian rule. Is that how you say that word? To bring absolute rule, man. Of what? Rule by what? Or ruling by what? By this book. By the laws of this Bible, man. And you're going to get down. These nations are going to get down with this. They're going to be in fear. When the Most High raises up, well, his son Yahweh Shai is already risen up with his power. You know? He just has to come to the earth and to the 3D world to get his glory. And they going to fear him. Every knee shall bow, as the scriptures say. And then the Israelites, the elect of Israel, are going to rule alongside with him. And the nations will fear. And then earth will, in that time, that rulership will profit the people and the earth. Keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments is profitable. That's why it says in Romans 3, what advantage had the Jews? Much every way, something to that effect. Because why was that said? Why was Paul saying that? Because they had the laws, statutes, and commandments. They were raised up in the law. So that's the law is a benefit. The law is beneficial to your life. Why the hell would you want the law to be done away with when it's a benefit to it? There's no benefit in Esau's way. His way is death. His way of life brings diseases. It brings relationship breakups. It brings out of order children. And you name it. That's negative. He that's what he brings. His way of life, his rules and regulations, which he's always modifying and appealing and revising his laws, man. The law is supposed to be concrete, like the scriptures. You know, there's no appeal. None of these laws are going to be appealed and revised and a new edition and all this. No. You got the first edition, the second. To interpret law. You got different editions of these law books. You know? Did you have something?
Oh, I got that proper.
Oh, yeah, let's bring that up.
Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
It's Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
Right, and we don't see that in the earth. We don't see people rejoicing. Now, you got people that got to fool themselves, get caught up in the moment. You may have a moment of rejoicing, a moment of happiness, but at the end of the day or at the end of the night, everybody's unhappy, man. After that party, you unhappy. After whatever it is you're doing that may bring a smile to your face, you understand, damn, that's over with, this shit sucks. That's why Jake keep chasing. How many times you gonna go to the club, man? Before that get played out. For Jake that's doing well, how many vacations can you take around the world before you say, okay, I'm bored with flying and going to these exotic beaches and buying all these different things, car, house, and you know, before you like, okay, then you gotta pay taxes, your wife cheating on you, your children is moles and bowls. Like the situation with Dwayne Wade and his son, one of them. You see that? He got everything that you heart can imagine, right? But I guarantee you he ain't got happiness deep down inside. He may put that cloak on, and that's what America does. It allows you to put a cloak of front fraud on to make you look like something different from how you really feel.
They got a propaganda piece. I don't know if it's true or not, but Dwayne Wade saying that when he was little, he used to put his sister's clothes on and wear heels and shit.
He said it.
Yeah, he said it, but I don't know if they pushed him or making him say that, or if he really
You know,
Right, if
I
it's
think it's
legitimate.
hard for me to believe that, but I mean,
That's
from the
some
time, cause
right.
he what, in his 30s? That's what I'm saying. He go back to basically when we grew up.
Yeah,
we didn't
Dwayne
do that
Wade gotta
shit.
be in his mid to late 30s, late 30s,
At least
late
late
30s,
30s,
late 30s
yeah.
for sure.
Well, maybe he did, but you know, he bought and paid for it, so he gonna say whatever they'll print about him, whatever they feel like it, and he got to go along with it because he bought and paid for it.
Right.
But maybe he did, maybe he was that type of dude, but you know,
Hey, and then you want
they pushing an agenda.
exactly.
Yeah.
And you want to show the thing to show that the people are oppressed. When you're oppressed, you're not rejoicing. You're mourning. To show you that people are oppressed, and the word is depressed. In social media, they did a study. And it's on the YouTube. If you caught up in the social media and you looking for the next like and all the little things you can do on social media, you're looking for messages and likes and validation, really is validate that you somebody, that you were somebody of value, are the most depressed people. So everybody's fucking depressed. Everybody's caught up in social media. You even got the older generation, they ain't caught up into it. They got Facebook pages and Instagram. You 60 years old with a Facebook page. That's ridiculous, man.
On the TikTok channel.
Right. You got videos of mothers that's in their 50s, 60s, twerking with their daughters, man.
Yep.
But everybody, you know, the point is everybody is depressed, man. So I mean, what? Everybody's not rejoicing. But then you can rejoice. You can make it look like to the next person you rejoicing through your social media by putting up pictures. Yeah, look where I was at. Look where I hopped on a plane and went to.
Right.
Yeah, look what I'm eating. Every little meal you eat, every meal you eat, you gotta put it on social media. Look what I'm eating. To me, I'm so important because you know why a person would do that? Because their self-esteem is so low and their life is so miserable. They need validation from the public to say that, oh wow, ooh, look what they eating at. Ooh, look what they going. Ooh, I like that picture. And it make them feel good. Then when they gotta force themselves to go to sleep, hey, damn, I feel like shit.
But if they don't get no reciprocation or no likes or no comments about what they posted, then it'll send them deeper into depression.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm losing my mind. I'm going through shit. Ain't nothing going on. Life is supposed to be simple, man.
Right.
That's why the scriptures talk about the simplicity in Yahweh. Life is not supposed to be this complicated thing you got to figure out, and you know what I'm saying? When you deal with the law, statutes, and commandments, it's laid out for you. This is how you live on the planet Earth. Esau wants you to have your mind all twisted up, you know, searching for happiness, and you're never gonna get it. He know you're not gonna get it, but he want to put the idea out there that you can obtain it. Sorry,
I was gonna mention, like, it's like the more bizarre you be on social media, the more, you know what I'm saying, attention. That's what it's all about, clout chasing. Yeah. So the more outlandish, the most ridiculous shit that you can think of, people are doing just so they can get their clout. So they can, look at me, you know what I'm saying? Be seen in the eyes of the world.
Right. But, then when somebody else get more clout than them, it make them feel sad. You know?
And they start hating and shit.
Yeah, that's when they start hating, man. Can you read that again?
All right, come on. Proverbs chapter 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
Yeah. So we understand through process of elimination, really not through observation, not process of elimination. Let me correct that. Through observation, we can see that nobody's rejoicing. And the little rejoicing that does happen, they under demonic spirits, they got drugs all in their system, and they putting on fronts. A person you'll see a couple walking down the street looking happy as up, not knowing that man is destroyed, knowing in his mind, knowing his wife is cheating on him. I don't believe it. I don't. Dwayne Wade ain't for that bullshit.
I don't think so.
I don't think Magic Johnson, not deep down inside, no. Magic Johnson is not happy about what's going on with his son. But you want to keep your lifestyle, you better shut your fucking mouth and push the agenda.
Right.
Or we'll take the rug from up under you, and you'll lose it all. We'll have you looking crazy in the media.
Or what's the name? Gabriel Union. You know what I'm saying? Probably got that nigga.
Yeah,
It could be that.
I mean, it could be a number of things.
But that's the spirit, because we actually was going into where we touched on what you were talking about last night with joy. That joy comes from being complete true joy comes from being complete in your house shop. And nobody had your house shop, so of course nobody can rejoice, because everybody walking around here incomplete.
Right.
And the brothers talking about social media, they go on social media trying to fill a void, trying to, because like the brother said, they are low self-esteem. But this whole world is vain and all out, Women gotta walk around half naked, they seeking attention.
Right.
Yeah, they'll go on these sites and they'll get 3/4 butt naked, if not all the way naked,
Getting all the way.
and showing their body, disrespecting themselves, just for the nigga put a thumb up.
And you think, and in their mind, ooh, I'm valuable.
Yeah,
Men are looking at you
hard.
like you ain't shit. You just a sex object. Men want to get off on it. That's why none of these men don't want to marry a woman. Nobody's looking to marry, especially the Israelites, the so-called black woman. Nobody's looking to marry you because you think, oh, I'm so valuable because I'm getting all this attention because I'm showing my naked ass. But men look at you like you just a fuck. They not looking to take you home to mama.
That's right. You done made yourself a pastime. Nigga just looking at you to pass time.
Right. That was it.
That was that.
So hey, that's where we at, man. The earth is in the peoples of the earth are mourning.
They are.
And when the rulership changes, which we in that time, man, the building up of the new rulership is happening before the world's eyes. Through the preaching of this word, coming together with understanding and pushing out the understanding of the Bible. Okay, then it's gonna become physical when our Lord comes back. To where you can enjoy it. We can enjoy it. And people will be rejoicing. The only one that's not gonna be rejoicing is Esau and the other nations. Eventually the other nations, they're not gonna get it as bad as Esau. And eventually they'll be able to govern themselves by the law. And the law brings what? The law does bring joy.
Joy. It brings wholeness.
Yes.
Shalom, it brings shalom, that wholeness or peace. And that's why this is a lot of people in America especially, but even other parts of the world, suffering from mental illness because they dismissing the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shah. And Esau, man, you crazy to think you can spend as many hours online as some people do, and that's not affecting your mind. Back in the day, men didn't have all this external stimuli, being constantly bombarded with, all this stimuli. Men had time to sit. Back in the day, your grandfathers would sit down at the table. Wasn't no TV in the kitchen or the living room,
Right.
or the dining room, wherever he ate. Sat down at the table and ate their meals. My point being, they had quiet time to gather their thoughts and think shit out, and you always taking in shit. Man, that brings a fruit, and that ain't gonna be a fruit that you want. That's why a lot of people suffering from mental illness and that depression that the brothers were speaking about.
You always on the go. You always think, what's the next line of Esau's business that I gotta handle, man? What bill do I gotta pay? What ticket do I gotta pay? What appointment do I gotta be to? I gotta be at my job on time. I got all these elements that really is unnecessary to be in our lives, but this man
That's
and
right.
made it a reality. That's why this America is known as Babylon the Great, man. Meaning what? A place of great confusion. You want to get confused?
Very great.
You want to get your mind all twisted and tangled up? Come and live in America, and it'll destroy your mind.
Yeah,
You can bring out whatever y'all
men would
got,
go
man.
fishing just to have peace and quiet, or go out in the garden and work in the yard, just to have some time of solace. And we don't get that no more. But I mean, it's good for us because we making our bodies a living sacrifice to give an offering to the Most High, because we trying to get up out of here. So we stay busy through working toward toward our salvation, but doing the work for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. But a lot of people don't have this outlet. So you see the world going berserk.
Right.
The entire world is going berserk, and Houston is no exception. This might be one of the worst. Well, I can't take nothing away from Chicago, but Houston, man, these niggas is lost it out here.
They lost.
I got this for you
Okay,
on
good.
Babylon right quick. Okay, listen. Isaiah. Isaiah 47 verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. Exactly.
Okay? Babylon is not talking about this. It's not talking about ancient Babylon. Okay, this is talking about Babylon the Great. It say come and the Most High is going to take his throne from him and sit in the dust. Because the Most High, even right now, he got this man in the beginning stages of what's the word, derision.
Derision, right.
You know? And it's gonna get to the point where this man is trying to figure this out, how to establish his NWO, man. And it's not gonna come to full fruition. He Most High is gonna let him taste it, just the taste. Then he gonna slap the taste out of his mouth, so to speak.
Just like he did Esau. Esau was born with the birthright. He got a taste of it. Then, Most High put the spirit on him and his brother Jacob to do what they did, to where Jacob would eventually get the birthright. So that's worse than not having it, to be born with it and then lose it. So yeah, the NWO that he tried to set up, yeah, he'll get a little glimpse of it, and then it's gonna be taken from him, given to Jacob again.
Right, because he got Howard shot. Because this man, he has a whole vision of how he wants this earth to be on a perpetual. All right? And it's not going to happen. You got it
right. People praising Elon Musk and stuff because he bought Twitter. But you don't know that man's motives or his plans for Twitter, Because Twitter, what people don't understand, why he would spend $44 billion for a goddamn app, man. That's a ton of money, man. He understands what Twitter is. Twitter is a data gold mine. You got all these people tweeting every day. You got a profile on everybody who got Twitter, which is most people, especially here in America. But yeah, you got a profile on people, and whoever owns Twitter has a data mine, and that plays right into his Neuralink and all that, So we don't know what his motives is for that. He's not going to pay that type of money just to give power back to the people.
And that dude said
that don't make no sense. Exactly.
He juiced in on a lower level. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You come through. That was fine.
Hello. Yeah, and you was talking about the confusion. So this goes, so it said come down and sit in the dust. That's where Most High making that bitch sit right here. It said sit your ass.
Yeah, from the top down.
Right. So then that dust is the confusion, beginning with the elite. They in that confusion, but it also trickles down to the people.
Exactly.
People in great confusion out here.
Right.
They don't know which way is up, man. And
And that's from straying away. Well, you Hebrew Israelites, you don't want to go back to your heritage. You're going to die in confusion.
Yeah, and his kingdom is, see, the Most High is stripping this man of his power before y'all very eyes. And you can't see it. Why? Because you're confused. Because of that spirit of confusion is on the minds of the people. When you confused, you can't see that the kingdom is falling. Jake don't know what the hell is going on, man. They worried about NBA playoffs, NFL draft, and the next form of entertainment, man.
Yeah.
They worried about their Instagram profile. They can't wait to pull that phone out, man, and look at Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and all that garbage. That's their life. Going back to what we were saying, it really puts you in a further, deeper state of confusion. You know, getting into that social media stuff. You ain't got a job, right? Say you don't have a job. You don't have a job, you don't got a car, you're doing bad. Now say all of a sudden you land a decent little job, you're able to get you a car, you finna get on that social media now. Let me set my page up.
Yeah.
Look at my new car. I'm working, so now I got some new shoes. And you know, then like, damn, now what? That guy told me that in my job, he was like, damn, I got my apartment, I got my car. He said I'm getting traction on the one of them Facebook, some one of them sites. And he was like, now I'm like, he said, now I'm talking to my roommate, like, now what? Now what do we do? I was like, what you mean? He's like, now like, what's next? You know what I'm saying? I
See, Babylon got you thinking you always need to be doing something. You know? What's wrong with just chilling, bro?
Yeah, we'll see that, but when you take away heritage out of the picture, you're gonna feel like that, because heritage brings activity. See? When you got, singing, dancing, keeping holy days that got true meaning to them, and being able to enjoy your family, your children, you know, that's all you need. Then go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Wake up,
some rest.
get some rest. Yeah, but not in this kingdom, man. Hey, families are chaotic, man. And that's the scripture. Yahweh said, I come not to bring peace, but division. Mother against daughter, father against son. And it's really gonna intensify as we get closer to the end. You know? Closer to all hell breaking loose. When all hell breaking loose, family members are gonna be cutthroat towards each other, man. That's 2nd Ezra, 15. They already cutthroat right now. There's nobody getting along. It's family problems. Why? Family not supposed to have problems and drama, conflict. It's supposed to be peace and harmony. You don't
know it. Yeah. Come on, bro. Just a little bit left. I'm gonna start over. Isaiah chapter 47, verse 1.
We'll wrap it up on this, right?
Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne.
Yeah, everybody is saturated in confusion right now. Now the elites, they going through shit, man. The scriptures say that when we stand upon our feet, they should be in terrible fear. I'm roughly paraphrasing. You can read about it in Wisdom of Solomon 5 and also Revelation 11. What we doing is messing them up, man. Now what we're preaching is messing them up. You got it, brother.
Come on, it says, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans.
All the way to it's going to become a reality where this man is not in power no more.
That's it.
Okay? See, right now he's still holding on to the scepter. Yeah, scepter. Okay? Which symbolizes rulership. He still has the crown on his head at the moment. But that's all going to be done away with. You got it.
It says, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
Hey, and that is happening. This man and his whole way of life is not the shit no more. At one point, this man was popping with his wicked ass. Now everybody is pointing at him. That's the man right there. That's the fucking devil. Except for a few simple ass niggas and a few simple ass Edomites. Because you got Edomites out there, as simple as can be too. Don't know what the hell is going on. Still believe in the home of the land of the free, the home of the brave. The justice and peace for all. Get the fuck out of here. That's what, see, the scriptures say upon the woman's forehead, the whore's forehead, in Revelation 17, is written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots, the abominations of the earth. But the Esau, to the people, he wiped that off his proverbial forehead and put peace, justice, happiness for all, freedom, and and bravery.
Oh, in God we trust. Right.
Yeah, in God we trust. All these positive, righteous words, right? To represent himself. And everybody's saying that's not true. Everybody's saying that, yeah, you are Babylon the Great. You are the mother of harlots, the abominations of the earth. And like I said, except for a few simple niggas in this place. Jake getting their ass kicked and still by this man and still find a way to say he ain't so bad.
Right. That don't make no sense.
You know? Y'all brothers got
We got a little bit more because you spoke right on it.
Yeah.
Verse 2, take the millstones and grind meal.
Yeah.
Uncover thy locks, make bare the leg. Uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers.
Meaning what? The Most High is gonna put the work in through the prophets, through Esau, through his own people to expose this man. And that's what's happening. This man cover is totally blown. It's not a secret. This is not even deep secret knowledge no more. At one point, this was like, man, I'm on the level because I know what's going on and most people don't. Man, everybody knows what's going on. The thing is, you got, like I say, you got majority of our people, they getting their ass kicked, and there's a minute level of awakening where they seeing, okay, something ain't right. You know, this man is, you know.
You bring up a good point, brother. Go ahead.
No, just saying, but at the end of the day, Esau know he can throw the bread and circus out there and wipe them thoughts and emotions away, or at least let you make you suppress them to where you know it's happening, but you like, oh fuck it, man, this is just what it is, and you looking for the next thrill.
Yeah, that's beautiful. You spoke about, you do have some people waking up to certain things. So what do Esau do? Now he done co-opted the black culture woke, that term woke. Now they done co-opted it to now woke mean the acronym community.
Ain't that something?
No, because Disney is incorporating that now with their you know, with empowerment. If you woke, that means you for women being empowered and you for
right. Now you see who we've been talking about.
Right.
Now you see the light.
But you know, Jake started that, you know, that woke shit with the black conscience. Now we speak about just like the brother about being awakened. They talk, oh, I'm woke. And they in the congregation of the dead. But yeah, Esau done took that term now, man, and it's mainstream now. Oh, come on through. So now that term is mainstream of being woke, and it don't mean what it used to mean as far as being conscious,
right,
or being awake to what's going on. It means you down for what Esau done put out here as being normal, which is actually abominable.
Right, which means you in the deepest of the deep sleep.
Deep to sleep, yeah.
That's exactly what that is.
So that's how Esau do warfare. When he see people start waking up, he'll either use newspeak and change the word, or he'll change the definition of the. I guess that's the same thing, but he'll make it mean something else. You know.
What would the devil do? Yeah, that's something that the devil would do.
Yeah.
That's how we know this man is the damn devil.
So now, you know, you do a word search, look up, whoa, and you're gonna see all this rainbow stuff. I'm gonna do that too. I'm gonna type in woke and see what come up. But it's one more, verse 3. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen.
Right, meaning all Esau's plans, okay, that were in secrecy is out in the open. You know? Now, the dark histories that's been suppressed and hard to get to, shit he's done, is getting brought out. You know? His history, which he's been able to control the narrative and control the textbook, control the flow of information, you know, to where you had to go digging to get into to get to become privy to certain histories of this man and certain secrecies, you know, all his Illuminati plans, and you know, and all the NWO ingredients. It's readily available, man. It's all over the place.
Yeah.
When you shut down YouTube, it's okay. Odyssey's up. And other platforms.
Odyssey, Rumble, you can
pay to have your own platform. You know, where they can't mess with you. But now, anyway.
Yeah, that's key for now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because it's gonna come a point in time, according to the scriptures, you ain't gonna be able to find this information. Not just the truth of the scriptures, but nothing.
Yeah, anything.
You might be looking for what was that about the New World Order or the NWO? It ain't that information gonna be shut down. But guess what? All this does tie into the understanding of the scriptures. You have to know your enemy and what he's about, and that's written in the scriptures. You know, Psalm 64, Psalm 91. Look, this man his cover's been blown. You know? And that's another thing real quick. The Bible clearly identifies who the devil is and what his plans are. You see? There's no other documentation on earth that can bring you this information. You're not gonna find it in them bullshit ass African books. The Enuma Elish and the Epic of Gilgamesh and the other books. You're not gonna find it in the Quran. You're not gonna find it in the teachings. Okay? That's out there. You gotta know who the enemy is. That's a part of the teaching. That's why we come out here and bring out this man's dirt and tell him his judgment, because it's written. And we gotta bring it out. And it's commanded us. Like, yeah, the Most High commanded us to expose this man. Check that out.
That's right. That's right. Again, Isaiah chapter 47, verse 3. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
Yeah, so the Most High is coming he's coming in the form of sending his son to get revenge for all the wickedness that this man has done. Going all the way back to the garden, man. Esau still, the spirit that's in this devil, he got to pay for things that he's done going all the way back to the garden. When he was in the garden.
Yeah, because he's been a vagabond and a fugitive. So he ain't been punished for none of that stuff.
Straight up.
You know?
And
what'd you see, brother?
No, for that word.
Yeah, did you see anything?
They say the racial injustice. If you wrote it up to do the racial injustice.
Oh, okay. I thought you had. Oh, that ain't no big deal.
We got so many. We got so many different meanings.
Yeah. I just thought you had. But yeah, man, you saw. Yeah, it ain't just us. Ain't that others.
Psalm 66, I think it's 64, 68.
Yeah, and 8. 64 and 8.
64 and 8.
It said that their tongues was going to fall upon themselves. You know? So, yeah, he's thoroughly exposed. And now they coming out mainstream and talking about it. They using the term new world order and telling you what it is that they trying to do. You know, you got it out.
That's it.
Psalm 64, verse 8. So they shall make their own tongue fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away.
Yeah, you can speak on it, brother.
Yeah. It said, so shall they make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. All right. So yeah, Esau exposed his damn self, man.
Right.
You know, that's why you got those what you call whistleblowers.
Yep.
You know, going into their secret councils. All right, the wickedness that they do behind the scenes. All right, all their hidden agendas. Right, with the whole pandemic and all that.
Right.
You see?
See, you see at one point, racist, the word racist means to be for your nation. All right? At one point, Esau was for his people. Now Esau's telling on his own people.
So you know what happened? They went along with the program because they was getting, well compensated until, they came to a certain point in time where they found out was their plans don't include me and my family.
That's it.
So they went out and said, you know what, this is wrong, this is wicked, because they didn't have a spot.
That's right.
Like you were saying about Alex Jones that one time, if Alex Jones, they would offer him a spot, he would all that InfoWars stuff would be out.
He'd come out with a whole nother platform talking about how that was all mad bullshit.
Well, that's what happened. A lot of them, it came to a point, just like now, where a lot of them seeing that, well, shoot, I thought this was going to be for us, but it's for y'all. So they see they didn't have a part in it, so you know what, I'm going to tell what I know.
That's it. I'm snitching. You
Yeah.
start snitching on this shit.
Snitching. Come on.
Yeah. And man, we're gonna wrap it up with that. Lord willing, edification went out. And then once again, we want to give all praises.
That's right.
Honor and glory unto
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kashadash.
Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And peace and blessings unto the elect of the nation of Israel that scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And until the next time, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai willing, Shalom.
Shalom.